Hi guys, I'm Sean. This is Alyssa.
Gus is in our hearts, and this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily.
And we're back, and we are going to do something that we've never ever done today, which is we are going to learn about the Guru Purnima celebration. Now, it is Saturday, July 24th, where we are. Unfortunately, it's not that day in India, so we kind of missed the mark on this one. We'll be way on top of things for next year, but there is kind of an upside to this, which is that within the last couple of days, even just yesterday, some new videos were posted where we can learn more about this celebration. Now, I did click on, I typed it into Google, as most would do, and it says Guru Purnima is a tradition dedicated to all the spiritual and academic gurus who are evolved or enlightened humans, ready to share their wisdom with no monetary expectation, based on karma yoga. Oh, you like yoga a whole lot, so that's meaningful. It also says it is celebrated as a festival in India, Nepal, and Bhutan by Hindus, Jains, and Buddhists. So there's a lot of different, I guess, faiths that celebrate this Guru Purnima day. And so...
it does seem to be a collaboration of enlightened beings.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool because... one of the things that sort of steers me away from religion is that each religion is like, no, our God is like, or, this,
our way or the highway. It's exactly this way, but not that way.
Yeah, this person's the real martyr and that one's like a fake. And I think that all around the world, like everywhere, there's different people that are
different enlightened beings.
Like Jesus, I'd say, would be one of them.
Yeah.
And then
Guru Nanak,
all sorts, the Buddha, of course.
So definitely in line with sort of your way of looking at things. Yeah. Now we're just sort of grasping at the edges here because we don't know the specifics, and so I loaded up some videos here. We're gonna watch at least one of them right now. I thought this one was just perfect. It just came out a couple of days ago, and it's the story of Guru Purnima. And so we're going to get to dig into this and find out more about what's going on here.
Oh, it says, welcome to Indian mythological tales.
Here goes.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Which means, O teacher, you are a king of the gods. You are Lord Vishnu and you are Lord Shiva, the god of the gods.
Oh, Lord Shiva.
O teacher, you are the supreme being. You are the Lord Brahma for me. Thus, O revered teacher.
Sorry, because wasn't Lord Shiva also from...
It's a Hindu god, as I understand it.
Yeah, and was that in Bahubali? Or... weren't they referencing that?
I believe, they called him Shiva, and I can't remember whether that was like a subtitling thing or I can't recall all the specifics on that one. I tend to think that because he picked up that relic or that sort of spiritual object, and that might have been maybe tied into that somehow.
Supposed to be pouring the water on.
Yeah.
I bow in front of you. The full moon day in Shukla Paksha during the lunar month Asar is celebrated as Guru Purnima.
Guru Purnima. So it's the moon.
Guru is darkness, ignorance, and Ru implies elimination or removal. Guru is literally the one who removes the darkness of ignorance from our lives, makes us knowledgeable, and brings positivity in our life and mind. Guru or teacher has always been considered akin to a god in the Hindu culture.
I wonder why he's blue.
Guru Purnima or Vyasa Purnima is the day to celebrate and pay our gratitude to our gurus.
I would think that would just be to sort of identify him as a guru and perhaps tie him in a bit closer to the gods, perhaps, and because I noticed that they were colored blue as well. So
Lord Shiva was also blue, and then a lot of the Hindu gods I think are blue.
Yeah, we got a lot to dig into, but I think that would probably be their way of sort of tying him more into that spiritual side of things.
This full moon day in the month of Asar is one of the most auspicious days of the year in Hinduism. It is also commemorates the birth of Vedvyasa, who is credited to have authored some of the most important Hindu texts of all times, such as Puranas, Mahabharatas, and
Seems like a very enlightened person to be sitting there with these like lions
Yeah.
just right there. And then the cobra was over there. And they all seem so chill.
Yeah, definitely they're making a statement with this image here that even the animals have a certain reverence for the guru and appear to have put aside their differences in his in light of his
He's calmed everyone down because that like
intelligence and spirituality.
that deer thing there that would be prey of that lion is just licking its mane and he doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
like,
it
fine
shows
with it.
the effect that this guru has even over sort of the woodland creatures.
Well, normally
here.
that would be his dinner.
Yeah.
Guru Purnima honors Vedvyasa, known as one of the most honored guru of ancient India.
Okay, so we need to get to know this guru.
It is said that Vedvyasa structured the 4 Vedas, composed the epic of the Mahabharata,
Wow.
created the foundation for the many Puranas and the vast encyclopedias of the Hindu sacred lore. Guru Purnima represents the date on which Lord Shiva, as the Adi Guru or original Guru, taught the 7 rishis, who were the shears of the Vedas. In the Yoga Sutras, Ishvara as Pranava or Om is said to be the Adi Guru of Yoga.
Oh.
Guru Purnima is celebrated
Have you
to
done an
honor
Om
our
before?
teachers who remove the darkness from our minds. They have had a special place in the lives of the followers since ancient times. All the holy books of Hinduism dictate the importance of gurus and the extraordinary bond between a guru and his shishya. An old Sanskrit phrase, Mata Pita Guru Devam, says that the first place is reserved for the mother, second for the father, third for guru, and fourth for God.
Oh, interesting. So there's sort of a
What,
hierarchy
really?
here with the mother, the father,
And mother's
the guru,
first.
and then the gods, right?
Mother's first and then father. And then like guru's not number one.
I know, and neither
Because-
is the gods
Or the gods. Interesting. Because like in Christianity, it's sort of like taught like
God
God
is
comes
first.
like you love God more than your
your
like
family.
wife or your
Yeah,
husband.
yeah.
And I always thought that to be a little bit
Yeah, it's sort
much.
of like
I'm
Jesus,
like, really?
your significant other,
Yeah.
your kids.
Well, I was at a wedding and then they were sort of like, I think why we're meant to be together is because our love for God is like more than each other or something. And it's like,
Yeah. So this is definitely a different way of viewing things. And there's a lot of, I think, wisdom to be found in these texts and in this description here.
Thus, teachers have been given a higher place than gods in Hindu tradition. The importance and significance
How?
of
It's
Guru
interesting.
Purnima are not just restricted to one, but to 3 of the most widely practiced religions in India, namely Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. As the name might suggest, the festival is celebrated to honor the teachings and efforts made by our gurus or teachers. The story of Guru Purnima in Buddhism. It is believed that on this day, Lord Buddha gave his first sermon. This was done 5 weeks after Lord Buddha achieved enlightenment under the now famous Bodhi tree. The sermon was given on a full moon day, and ever since his first sermon, his followers have worshipped him with devotion and have dedicated this day to him. After all, he was the first of the famous gurus, and his teachings helped shape the country and the people within it for the better. The story of Guru Purnima in Jainism. As far as Jainism is concerned, it is believed that on the day of Guru Purnima, Mahavira, easily one of the most famous Tirthankaras in Jainism, got his very first follower. As a result, he officially came to be known as a guru. Ever since, people practicing Jainism have celebrated this day in the honor of Mahavira and all the other gurus that followed after him.
is that like stone
The
or
story of
something?
Guru
Wow.
Yeah, big. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. You guys probably do though, so let us know.
Purnima in Hinduism. As Hindu mythology states, Guru Purnima is
Wait, was that the same one in Jainism that they were just talking about?
I
Like
didn't,
now
yeah, I didn't really have a chance to
they're
listen.
like
there. I
Guru
wasn't.
Purnima now in Hinduism.
Yeah, so what they're
So
showing
they have
is
roles within each religion somewhat.
Yeah, I
like
think-
there's one in Buddhism, like they're all acknowledged in all three of the religions.
yeah, it's the sense I'm getting here is that the day itself is honored by the three different religions, but they have sort of a different way of tying into that significant day based on their gurus, their specific guru. So
Oh, sorry. Right. Guru Purnima is literally the name of the.
of the day, and then
It's just because they were showing these gurus. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So then they're mentioning specific gurus in
Yeah,
each
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the faiths and how their path to enlightenment
I got
intersected
confused.
with this special day.
Got confused.
the story of Guru Purnima in Hinduism. As Hindu mythology states, Guru Purnima is thought to be the day Lord Shiva transferred his knowledge to 7 followers or Saptarishis. As a result, Lord Shiva came to be known as a Guru as well. Ever since, Hindus have celebrated Guru Purnima in the honor of both Lord Shiva, his teachings, and 7 Saptarishis.
So Lord Shiva's a god and a guru.
Oh,
Is that what it was
interesting.
saying?
I
It said
think
they were come to be known as a guru as well.
Yeah. I didn't know that. And I'm also very interested to know more about those 7 disciples because clearly they have a big role to play as
Yeah.
well, too.
How do we celebrate Guru Purnima? Guru Purnima is usually celebrated by worshipping and expressing gratitude to the gods, who are like our gurus. In monasteries and ashrams, disciplines offer prayers in honor of their teachers. Guru Purnima has the importance of Vishnu Puja attached to it. Vishnu Sahasranam, also known as the 1000 names of Lord Vishnu, should be recited on this day. Be in sync with yourself and channelize your energies on this auspicious day. Many people fast during the day, refraining to eat salt, rice, heavy foods, such as non-vegetarian dishes and other meals made of cereal. They break their fast after performing puja in the evening. The temple distributes prasad and charnamrit, containing fresh fruits and sweetened curd. Most households also follow a strict vegetarian diet on Guru Purnima, eating delicacies like khichdi, puri, chole, and halwa, and sweets like son papri, barfi, laddu, and gulab jamun. So viewers, take this day to show your appreciation to everyone you learned something from. It will surely put a smile on their face. After all, the teachers want the students to succeed, just as much as the students want to succeed themselves, maybe even more. So viewers, this was today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon. With this, from behalf of Indian Mythological Tales, we wish you a very happy Guru Purnima.
Well, thank you very much. Well, that was really interesting. I certainly am learning a lot more about Guru Purnima Day. Now, it seems like basically we've got 3 different faiths here, and they all sort of recognize this day, this day of reverence for one's instructors, but they or gurus, but they sort of have different gurus that they tie it into. So very interesting. I'm glad we checked this out.
We'll have to watch more.
We'll have to watch another one. This one that we're about to look at just came out yesterday, but this one's maybe just another perspective. This one's in Hindi with English subtitles. It's the origin of Guru Purnima. All right.
आपका प्रश्न है कि गुरु पूर्णिमा का आरंभ है जो सबसे पहले हुई वो किसने की? क्या वो मतलब भगवान विष्णु या भगवान शिव ने उसका किसी उससे आरंभ किया? वास्तव में देखा जाए तो
We sort of saw that in the last video.
अलग-अलग कथा आती है परंतु गुरु पूर्णिमा का प्रचलन जो है कोई इतना पुरातन नहीं है। फिर भी यदि सबसे पहली कथा होगी गुरु पूर्णिमा की तो वही होगी जो भगवान गणपति ने भगवान शिव की परिक्रमा की। वो पहला गुरु पूर्णिमा का अर्पण होगा और तर्पण होगा। गुरु पूर्णिमा क्यों मनाई जाती है या क्यों बनाई गई? जब एक शिष्य का अपने गुरु के प्रति एक भाव होता है तो एक प्रश्न उठता है कि हम सब इष्ट देवी देवताओं का कुछ ना कुछ मनाते हैं, तो गुरु का भी कुछ होना चाहिए। उसके चलते गुरु पूर्णिमा
Sort of a way of recognizing or giving back,
ऐसा योग था।
appreciating.
पहला कौन कब पैदा,
Like the gurus give to the disciples and the people and that. And so then this is like the people giving back to the
I think
guru.
so. I think was probably a video made for people that were already more sort of steeped in some of the history here. But the sense I was getting was that, there's offerings to the gods. And so there should be, some form of offering to your guru to let them know how much you appreciate
He's
them.
saying here because in olden times people didn't know the date of birth, like their birth.
That could
How do you read your horoscope then?
you know
How
what?
do you know your future or anything or
Well, I think there's a
like-
lot of people that don't tie their destiny to the date of birth. It really depends on your faith and, what
I
you
think
believe in.
astrology is somewhat real. And I found a new thing it's called human design. It's like a mix of astrology and numerology and some other stuff. But if you don't know the date of your birth,
Yeah.
you can't figure it out.
I don't know.
है कई बार तो तारीख छोड़ो साल ही नहीं पता होता था।
Not even the year.
दूसरा, हमारे धर्म में वो कहते हैं जो सन्यासी हो जाता है उससे नहीं पूछना चाहिए कितने वर्ष के हो, कब पैदा हुए, कहाँ पैदा हुए, कि जो पूर्व जन्म को त्याग दिया है उसका बार बार स्मरण नहीं करवाना चाहिए।
They're on like a new path now,
और
an
पहले
enlightened
अधिकतर
path.
जो योगी लोग होते थे, रमते जोगी जिसको बोलते हैं, एक स्थान पर रुकते ही नहीं थे 3 रात्रि से अधिक, क्योंकि एक स्थान पर यदि आप रुकते हैं तो उस स्थान के साथ मोह होना शुरू हो जाता है, कहते हैं। उस स्थान के लोगों के साथ एक मोह का संबंध स्थापित होना शुरू हो जाता है। फिर जो योगी है अपनी सिद्धियां वहीं लगा देता है। गुरु से उसका जन्मदिन तो पूछ नहीं सकते, तो गुरु पूर्णिमा
Well, that makes sense.
कि एक ऐसा त्योहार,
Oh, it's like celebrating their birthday, but not.
Yeah, but it's like the birthday for all gurus, all wise, enlightened folk.
Well, how did they choose this day?
Well-
I want to know. I wonder.
Well, they were sort of speaking to that a little bit in both videos, but that seems like there's some different interpretations there. I think technically speaking, it might be the fullest, brightest moon of the year in a particular, time of the year.
पूर्णिमा की रात्रि हो, जैसे पूर्णिमा के दिन चंद्रमा जो है पूर्ण है, ऐसे ही हमारे गुरु जो हैं पूर्ण है, और उस दिन हम उनकी पूजा करेंगे। और दूसरा एक पक्ष जो हमने कल भी इस पर जिक्र किया था कि मई से लेकर अक्टूबर तक कोई नया त्योहार नहीं आता बीच में, और ये संस्कृति इतनी संपन्न रही थी कि लोग हर महीने कोई ना कोई त्योहार मनाते थे। कभी नवरात्रे तो कभी दीपावली, तो फिर बीच में आगे
You've heard of Diwali?
So many different
या
celebrations there.
शिवरात्रि या कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी या रामनवमी या बुद्ध पूर्णिमा,
Oh my gosh.
इत्यादि।
A lot of
हर महीने
festivals.
कोई ना कोई त्योहार आता था।
Every month.
इतना संपन्न था ये देश के हर मास में
So
कोई
they
ना
chose a
कोई
month
उत्सव
where
आता
there was no festival, basically.
तो इन दिनों में कुछ नहीं आता था, तो गुरु ने कहा मेरा ही मना लो फिर।
Okay.
ऐसा शायद नहीं कहा होगा, परंतु मेरा ऐसा मानना है ये भी एक कारण रहा होगा कि बीच में जब एक गृहस्थ जो प्रतिदिन का तप करता है, गृहस्थ जीवन तो सन्यास से कहीं अधिक कठिन है, जो प्रतिदिन एक तपस्या कर रहा है, गृहस्थी मन नहीं है फिर भी काम कर रहा है, एक अपनी जो उत्तरदायित्व है, उसका निर्वाह कर रहा है कि उसको कभी ना कभी बीच में एक थोड़ा ब्रेक चाहिए होता है। उसके लिए धर्म में संस्कारों के नाम पर उत्सव बना दिए गए। हर संस्कार के साथ एक उत्सव है, हर मास कोई ना कोई त्योहार है, इसलिए बीच में एक ब्रेक मिल जाए तो गुरु पूर्णिमा का त्योहार बीच में आ गया, ऐसा हमारा मानना है। देखिए, इनका प्रश्न है कि कि गुरु शिष्य के संबंध की सात्विकता।
Do you know why he holds his hands like this?
I don't know. It's clearly it's a posture that he holds. Perhaps it's a sort of a spiritual posture. I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm feeling like I haven't eaten like a meal really. I've just had like a huge iced cappuccino.
Yeah, neither have I. I've
So
just
I'm
had like
feeling
8
like-
cups of coffee.
I'm feeling all like shaky and out of sorts. So I think this might ground me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do this
Hey,
the rest of the reaction.
well, that's good.
Feels good.
कि शुद्धता को कैसे बनाकर रखा जाए। कि कई बार शिष्य कुछ ऐसे कर्म करता है जिसको देखकर लगता है कि शायद ये विपरीत है।
Okay, it's getting tiring to hold my hands up like that. So
Okay. It lasted all of about what, like 20 seconds? Like the time you said you were going to become a vegetarian at breakfast and by dinner you were eating steak again. Yeah, you guys.
When did
anyone
I
know?
ever
I'm
say
making it
that
up. I'm
to
having
you?
fun. I'm having fun. You didn't. Joking.
मुझे ये तो नहीं पता कि दूसरे गुरुओं का क्या नियम है। मेरा तो बड़ा सरल सा सिद्धांत है। जब एक बार किसी को स्वीकार कर लिया,
Oh, like maybe accepted a
जिस समय उसको
follower.
स्वीकार किया, ना तो मैंने तब सोचा ये अच्छा व्यक्ति है या बुरा व्यक्ति है, ये सत्कर्म में है या कुकर्म में है या कर्म में है या विकर्म में है, ना तो मैंने उस बात पर विचार किया उस समय। जब किसी ने प्रेम से एक निवेदन कर ही दिया कि मुझे शिष्य के स्वरूप में स्वीकार करें, तो उस पर अब चिंतन कैसा। मुझे तो केवल एक सही पल की प्रतीक्षा करनी है कि उस समय वो व्यक्ति तैयार हो। कोई जजमेंट नहीं है, ना ही कोई नियम है। तो जब उस समय मैंने चिंतन नहीं किया तो बाद में क्या करना। ना मैं पहले जज करूं, ना उस दौरान, ना कभी बाद में। तो मेरा सरल सा नियम है, यदि मैंने स्वीकार कर लिया तो आप जैसे भी हो, जहां भी हो,
Wow, that's a great
मुझे
philosophy.
स्वीकार्य हो। मैं आपका साथ कभी नहीं छोड़ूंगा।
no matter what, like what was he accepting the
Well, he's
person into, or just accepting them in
accepting
general?
accepting them as a disciple. So
Really, yeah.
yeah, so he's sort of accepting all their flaws
But
now
what if they
and
like-
moving forward.
What if they just turn into like a serial killer and start murdering
Well,
people?
I suspect that there would probably be a sort of a spiritual acceptance of the person,
Yeah.
but a admonishment of their earthly
Actions.
actions. So obviously they're not just going to accept poor behavior and just let that flourish. They're going to continue to steer people in the right direction, and maybe even have to protect their other disciples as well too if someone turns in the wrong direction.
Well, I'm wondering what even like a disciple is then. Of like, what's the difference if they're? I guess acceptance is. I don't know. They accept them because they became a disciple.
I think they're accepting them into the fold to say, yes, I will take you on as one of my learners,
Students.
right? As a teacher,
Oh, okay.
they get to decide who their, disciples are to a certain extent, at least when
That makes sense. Okay, so I think it's more so like you can't be excommunicated from this. Like if you break the rule, it's not like you're out. Like it's not like these rules. It's like I will still continue to
be your
work
guru.
on you, like teach you. Like I will still.
And if you're a serial killer, you might have to get taught behind some prison bars because that's where you need to be. But
like,
in
a lot of the other religions, it's like you get like kicked out and it's like there's no redemption and it's like you're just excommunicated from the church.
there are certainly
and
faiths
then
that do that.
You're like
absolutely.
shunned by like society, like
Yep.
back in the day.
Yeah, even to this day.
It's like yeah, we don't accept you anymore ever. Like you can't ever redeem it. So I like how he's sort of putting it there.
There's sort of like an absolute acceptance here. And definitely I want to learn more about this guy because he's clearly got a lot of wisdom to offer.
यदि मुझे छोड़ना हो तो मैं स्वीकार ही क्यों करूंगा? फिर तो लाख आंधी आए, लाख तूफान आए जीवन में, ये तो नहीं कहता कि आंखों में मिट्टी ना पड़ेगी, परंतु साथ में आपके होंगे, अकेला नहीं पड़ने देंगे, जिसको स्वीकार ले। तो शुद्धता को यदि बनाकर रखना है तो कोई विशेष नियम नहीं है। हाँ, नहाइए जरूर प्रतिदिन और एक जेंटल डिओड्रेंट या परफ्यूम वो जरूरी है। इतना ना हो कि एक्स की एड।
Oh, look at this guy's modern.
और शुद्धता को बनाने का बस यही है, यथा संभव यथामति सत्कर्म कर लो। बस जहां अच्छा कर सकते हो कर लो, परंतु बुद्धि रखते हुए। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि सड़क पर चलते हुए हर भिखारी को पैसे बांटते जाओ। बस मैं इतना कह रहा हूं कि जहां अवसर है कुछ किसी के जीवन में कुछ वो लाने का बदलाव या आप अपनी ओर से कुछ कर सकते हैं तो कर लेना। बस इतना सा ही है। यदि आपको कोई सुख मिला है इस संबंध से तो उसको आगे जरूर दे देना। Pay it forward, as they say.
Pay it forward.
Reminds me of like, you know, in the lineup when you're in the drive-through and then someone wants to pay.
We might have to explain this that
it's like
in the
what happens. Okay, wait, no, you explain.
Well, I was going to give just a little bit of context here. In the West, we love going through drive-thrus. I'm sure you guys have
pretty sure
drive-thrus
there's
in India as well
drive-thrus
too.
all around the world.
I know, but here in particular, we have this whole what would you call it? Ritual sometimes of paying for the person that was just behind you. So you'll be like, I'll pay for my coffee and that guy behind me's coffee.
It's not that often really, but
it's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah, but so it happens but then everyone just keeps paying. Like say someone's like gonna pay for our thing ahead of us, then we usually just continue it on. Then we pay for the person behind us and then it
goes down the line and down the line.
But it would suck though if the person behind us theirs costed way more than ours would have costed.
That's usually my luck. I'll go there for like a $3 coffee. And I'll be like, oh, you know what? And they'll be like, the person ahead of you paid for your coffee. I'll go, great. I'll pay for the guy behind me. He's like, he ordered like 48 donuts, so that'll be $40.
Well,
it's like,
it's also like, it's not like there's
maybe not.
It's not like there's like no obligation, or it's not like there's like an obligation too to like, just because the person ahead of you paid for yours I think it's just because.
What's a moral obligation?
Well, you do it because I think you can't. It's like hard for you to accept the gift,
free coffee without paying it forward.
Oh, you like panic. You're like, okay, I'll pay for the bag of. It's like just let the guy ahead of you pay, and then because they're trying to do nice things to you. And
I always end up paying.
You always end up paying.
And even when the person behind me ordered one of those fluffy latte drinks with like fake milk and coconut cream and all this, it's cost way more than my coffee, but I have to do it to save face and to be a nice guy.
I'm probably just cheap, and
you don't. You just take the free coffee and you're like, okay.
It's never happened to me ever. It's only when I've been with you and then I've just seen you immediately be like, okay, well, I'll pay for the guy behind me, and then it's like,
well, I don't want to get bad luck.
You don't get a free anything now.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, but someone does, and maybe they need the free thing a lot more than I do. So that's also a thing.
That's true.
Cheese, eh?
कि यदि अभी से इन्होंने मुझे अपना गुरु मान लिया, तो क्या मैं अभी से इनको अपना शिष्य मान लूं? जो यहाँ पर आता है उस भाव से, कहीं ना कहीं तो उस पर पहले से ही श्री हरि भगवान की एक कृपा है, तो ही वो यहां पर पहुंच पाता है व्यक्ति। कुछ ना कुछ तो पहले का ही उसका टिक लगा हुआ है, चेकलिस्ट यदि हो। परंतु अगर आप किसी कंट्री के वीजा के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं या सिटीजनशिप के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं, आप तो तत्पर ही हैं कि अभी लग जाए, कल ही निकल जाऊं, पर उनका एक अपना प्रोसीजर है। थोड़ा एक बैकग्राउंड चेक होता है। एक, जैसा कि मैंने कहा, ये नहीं कि मुझे किसी को जज करना है, पर मुझे उस समय देना है जब वो व्यक्ति तैयार है। तो मैं किसी को रोक नहीं सकता कोई मुझे गुरु मान ले। और वचन देता हूं, मैं द्रोणाचार्य नहीं हूं जो एकलव्य का अंगूठा।
Clearly a reference to a story we don't
I
know.
don't know what he's talking about.
कितना वैसे वो विचित्र व्यक्ति था द्रोणाचार्य। अरे भैया, कोई आपको गुरु मान रहा है, आपकी
I want to see this story.
कर रहा है, उसका अंगूठी ले लिया बेचारे का।
That guy took someone's thumb.
I think
Cut his thumb off.
I think the statues.
संबंध तो गुरु शिष्य का हो ही गया, यदि वो संबंध की आप कामना करते हो। जब मेरी ओर से कॉन्फर्मेशन है तो वो फॉर्मलाइजेशन है। फिर परंपरा के साथ आप एक सहजता से जुड़ जाते हो। वो एक वैदिक धर्म का मान रखना होता है। ये एक मूल कारण था कि क्यों मैंने स्वयं दीक्षा ली और स्वयं शिष्य धर्म में समय व्यतीत किया। मुझे किसी को शिष्य बनाने का क्या अधिकार यदि मैंने किसी गुरु की सेवा ही ना की। मुझे क्या पता होगा कि एक शिष्य की क्या व्याकुलता होती है यदि मैं शिष्य बनकर जिया ही नहीं। और यही हमारे वेदों की संस्कृति है, परंपरा है कि
Is he considering himself a guru
गुरु
though?
बनने से पहले आप शिष्य बनते हो। शिष्य बनने के बाद
Well, you know, I would sort of wonder whether it's he considered himself a guru or people exalted him to guru status, right?
Well,
and I
it's
imagine, or maybe a
interesting.
combination of those two things.
It's interesting because like in Sikhism, they have like these distinct gurus and then like no one can become a guru. I sort of resonate more with, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you need to have like a label or that necessarily, but it doesn't seem like they mean guru in the context of like worshiping them really necessarily, but it's just learning from them. And I like how anyone can sort of
Be exalted
be
to
a
that
guru.
guru status.
I
yeah.
resonate more with that than sort of like, these are the special people. That's it. No
Well,
more.
I would sort of have a question for our Sikh audience.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
there people currently of the faith that would be considered a guru, but maybe the word holds a bit of a different definition? You know, that there's the
Yeah.
11 official gurus, but there's these spiritual teachers
because-
that have a guru-like quality to them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because then in Hinduism, they have like the gods, distinct like gods, and like no one can just, it seems like people can't like become one of those or a god. So it's just like these different, it's hard because I feel like the terms mean different things in each different religion.
Yep.
Like
So
guru means something different in Hinduism probably than
Sikhism.
Sikhism.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, definitely interesting there.
में सामर्थ्य है तो आप गुरु बनते हैं। That's the answer.
Jeez. What I was going to say when you were mentioning that no one can become a god, I was just reminded of the last video we watched where they were talking about Hinduism and how there is sort of a hierarchy where it's the mother, the father, the guru,
yeah.
and then the god. So in certain ways, at least from my understanding, they actually were exalted to a higher place. The guru was.
Yeah.
So
Well, I also don't really resonate with like any type of hierarchy. Like I don't think, I don't know. It's like, what did that even mean? It was like, so you like when it's like the mother comes first and then the father, what, in which aspect, like when would that become a thing? Like if you could save one of them, it's like you save them. I guess that makes sense because she's the childbearing one.
yeah.
Like what circumstances would it be like you're choosing one over, like it's going through the
Yeah,
hierarchy?
no, I understand.
It's like you listen to your mother first and then what your father says and then
I think
but
it's,
what if your mother is like a horrible person?
well, maybe there might be some exceptions
Like,
to
what
the
do
rule.
you do?
Well, then you love her in a spiritual way, but take your father's guidance with more.
I just don't think
you
there
know.
should be a moreness thing.
Yeah.
It should all be, I don't know.
Well,
or you get to choose who you, I guess, appreciate or look up to. You get to choose who you do that.
Well, I definitely, yeah, no. And I think that one chooses a guru as was mentioned here. I certainly resonate a lot more with hierarchies because it's so deeply entrenched in what it means to be human is to have hierarchies. And, oh gosh, what was I going to say? I totally forgot now. Oh, was that for me, I humble myself in the presence of someone who's older and wiser. Because I know how much, for example, I've learned about life between the ages of say 20 and 30 or the ages of 30 and 37. And so when I see someone who's, 80 years old and has lived a full life and is saying things that my heart resonates with, I'll humble myself and bend the knee because I respect the lived experience that they have.
I guess I just like when hierarchy is sort of translates as like more than less than, more than less than, like superior, inferior.
Yep.
I don't like it when it's represented in that way, but I guess there's other. Like there's the food chain, for example, which would be a type of hierarchy, right?
Yep.
So when it doesn't have the implication of superior, inferior to, and it's more of this like, it's not like a better than, it's not, it's sort of just like this organization, if you will.
No, I'm certainly,
it's a structural system that I resonate. Obviously that occurs constantly in so many different ways.
And for me, there's definitely an acknowledgement that, if I have two people standing in front of me and one of them's a 20-year-old self-claimed guru kind of thing, or an 80-year-old person with millions of followers and all this sort of stuff, I'm going to say, well, this guy's a lot wiser than that guy. Not that on some sort of spiritual level that this guy's sort of worth more and this guy's worth less. It's just obvious that this person is more enlightened and has a more spiritual sense of what's going on.
I don't know.
There's a lot to unpack.
It's like when I hear hierarchy too, it just always makes me think of like the royal system. And it's like, I just don't agree with it. Like,
you're not a big fan.
This is like, yeah, if there's any like people from Britain watching this is going to be such a disrespectful thing to say probably, but it's like, sorry, but I'm not going to like bow or curtsy to someone just for existing. The queen.
You wouldn't even curtsy for the queen?
Or her.
What is wrong with you?
Or her offspring. Like, it's just like, okay, so the reason why I'm bowing down to you is because you were born from a certain family.
Because she's lived a life of service. She's given back to her country. She's a figurehead. She's on every dollar bill and every...
But it also sprouts from just like absolute corruption. And like, Prince Philip's, like their relative what was his name? It's what Dracula's based off of. Isn't it like
Vlad the
Vladimir
Impaler?
the Impaler?
Vlad the Impaler.
Some serial killer.
How are we getting to that? Anyways, it's good.
Well, it's like these are the, like, their ancestors and that did like absolutely horrible things. And they were in power because they were like, it's the same system of, I'm not saying that the people, that the queen of that they're horrible people or do horrible things, but it's like they earned their royalty or superiority from not only just from being born in it or that, but it's like it's also like built on these people that did the most
I would say
things.
that what we're seeing here is when it comes to a guru is
just
that
it wasn't a line of enlightened beings, I'll tell you that. But
that they sort of develop their spiritualness as a result of maybe the way they've lived their life or certain blessings that have been bestowed upon them. I'm not so sure. Gosh, yeah, it's always good to have a bit of a conversation. I hope that this conversation continues in the comments.
Oh, we got to get going on the... Okay.
And if you guys want to be along for the ride for the next video, well, then we're going to ask you to click that subscribe button. Click the little bell icon. Choose all from the drop-down menu so you can get updated every time we upload a video.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking the thumbs up button and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. You can send recommendations to our email, irhsubtitles@gmail.com.
That's right.
Or the subreddit.
Yeah, the subreddit. It's kind of like a website where the IRH family hangs out, where people post recommendations, they post memes, they post all sorts of other fun stuff. You're going to want to check that out. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, well, we do have some donation links in the description.
We have
a button.
A button. It's the easiest to just press the button.
Press the button.
We'll show you, and there's an option to pay with debit or credit card.
Yeah, that's right, guys. It's takes time and money to do this sort of stuff, and every extra dollar we get allows us to do more of this kind of thing with you guys. We love you a whole lot. This is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily. All right, signing off.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.